everybody, happy Saturday. I just looked over my shoulder and I forgot to get my drink. Anyway, not my drink, my drink. Sip. Anyway, hello, good morning or good afternoon. What day is it? Okay, really, I'm not drinking vodka, I swear. Okay, so my cute little daughter sends me pictures of her in the lavender field. If you saw my post on whatever day that was, yesterday, I can't remember. I said she just sent me pictures in a lavender field and now I have to scrapbook them. So I have this page ready and I'm like, okay, I can use 3 photos. Well, I think she sent me 7. I can't decide. So I'm going to have to make this a double page layout. So anyway, but right now I'm just doing 3 photos. I picked 3 of my so-called favorites and I'm going to scrapbook. Now last week I had this white piece of paper and I said my original plan was I was going to have a white piece of paper and go from there, and then everything changed. So I'm using that piece of paper today. But I do have my, let me just think here, I gotta pull things off and not forget where they go. Okay, so I have a butterfly die. So any butterfly die that you have, I wanted a double layer one so you have the shadow and the wings. And then I've got a purple sparkly pen, an old stamp that is not lavender, but I'm going to fudge it. I have wilted violet, and then I brought out my Versaclair and changed my mind and went to pink because I didn't want it to be quite so bold, because I don't want to really bring attention to the flowers since it's not an actual lavender, but it'll work as a subtle background. Okay, oh yes, and I have one of these calendars from 2026 that, of course, it's halfway through the year, so nobody's going to want to buy these. So I'm using a piece of it to mark the date for this page. And then I've got my brushes. So let's turn this around and start. Okay, there we go. Hello, messy desk. Right, so I have 3 beautiful photos. Look how cute she is. Like, seriously. Okay, I'm gonna, I have to crop these down because I want them to all fit across. So, oh, I could have snapped these off while I was waiting. What's that word called when you do the videos for all the sounds? That's a great sound in the videos. Okay, so those are off. Now, I'm going to trim. They're all centered. So I'm going to take a little bit off of the top. Let's see. I think I'm going to take a 1/4 inch off all 3 all around, all 4 sides. How about that? Then they'll still be centered because they are quite centered right now. So 1/4 inch top and bottom. And you know me, I don't really like cutting photos, but in this case, I'm not really losing too much, and I really want them across the page. So the reason I'm doing all the sides the same is because if I do cut down a photo, I still want it to be, you know, symmetrical. Like it was 4x6, so now it's, you know, what is that, 3.5 by? Anyway, you do the math. Okay, so I have, I don't even know which order to put these in because they're all so cute. I think I'll put Maddie and Ty in the middle just because they're different than these 2 outside ones. Now once I have this in here, then I can trim this a bit because I didn't know. No, actually, maybe I want a little bit more space between them. Let's see here. If I go like that, that might work. Oh, somebody's cutting the lawn. Hopefully that's not too distracting. I don't know what you guys can hear. Okay, I'm gonna glue those down. I was gonna trim this a bit, but I want it to be outside of the purple lavender paper, so that'll work. Okay. Semi-centered. Like, is that just not the picture of enjoying life? I tell you. All right. Okay, so that is my, smooch that over just a little bit. That's my start. So that is going to be my base. Then I have, this is the subtle lavender paper. So I'm going to put this into place. And then, okay, there's a little mark in the middle, which is okay because I'm going to be covering it. So that's why I'm using this sheet. Okay, so I have that. Now, I've got my purple, let's see, this doesn't really matter. No, I can do my, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some ink. You know how I color. I ink first and then I stamp over top. So I'm just going to do some, a little bit of imaging over here. Oh, what is on the bottom of that? This page is just meant for disaster. Okay, so I'm just sort of doing random. I think I'll do 3 there. I don't think I'll do any on the bottom. Should I do the stems? Let me do the stems just for fun. If I hate it, I'll redo it. I'm just thinking it might be kind of cute just to have little stems sticking off here, but we'll see. I may change my mind. Okay, so I've got a little bit of purple like that. Okay, now I'm gonna stamp. See, I originally was gonna do this, but then I think it'll be too bold, so I'm just going to stamp this into this area here. Oh, did I just move it? Let's see. No, that's okay. Sheesh, I'm having a, this is what happens when you don't have space to work on. Okay, so I'm gonna stagger them a little bit. It doesn't matter where the stems add because my purple mat is gonna cover that, so that's okay. Oopsie. And then I'll do one more here, go up to the top. Okay, and let's see, where is this gonna cover? I think that's, maybe I'll do one more, just a little peek here. I don't have purple though. Let's give it some bit of purple. All right, and then we'll just catch the heads. Okay. Okay, that's good. And then down here, I don't know, for just being weird, I'm just gonna do some stems. Just like a little bunch of, yeah, we'll see. It might be weird, who knows? Okay, so now I've got complete muck underneath here. So I'm going to place this like this. Oop, just have to go up a bit. You know what? I need this one to be longer. So I didn't think it would matter, but apparently it did. So I'm just going to ink the middle and hopefully I can line it up semi. I have to stand up to see. There we go. Okay, I just want to get all those stems in there. Okay, that works. Perfect. All right, now I have this really fun iridescent, what do they call this? They just say, wow, what is the name of this? It's on this side? Oh, Mylar. So it's see-through, but it's got that wicked pearlescent on top of it. So that is going to be my butterfly wings. So I cut out the background, and then when I put that on top, they are totally shimmery and butterfly-like. Okay, I've got my date, my butterflies, and I think, oh my gosh, is that everything I'm going to put on here? Why does it always seem like more when I'm planning and then stuff happens? Okay, so I'm going to bring this down. Oops, no, it's got to go there. Okay, just like that. Right, I'll glue this in. Oh, don't you hate when that happens? The tape doesn't want to lift off. This drives me nuts with this. Peels the paper. I don't know why it does that. I don't know if Basil changed their formula or what, but it drives me nuts. There we go. It usually doesn't happen with this kind of tape, just with the ones with the little lines, but you know, everything happens when you're going live. Okay, so push that in there. Get rid of these, they're just in my way. I wanted to do a couple of squigglies, which is why I brought the sparkly pen out. So I think what I'm going to do is just a couple of dashes around this side, because I've got butterflies and calendars for up here. So I'm just going to start at the corner, make little dashes. I'll do a loop, a couple dashes, another little loop, dash, dash, dash. I'm gonna go this way. And I'm not gonna go too far. So just did a few dash, loop, and it's sparkly, so that's why I wanted to use it. And then I'll do this corner. Dashes from the opposite end. Okay. And I might touch up. Do I want to touch up any of the? No, you know what I think I'll do? I'll do stickles because then it'll be clear. Because again, I don't want to bring too much attention to them, but I do want a little bit of lavender there. Okay, so now I'm going to glue my butterfly down the center. So I'm just gluing the body part onto there, and it'll dry clear. Actually, you can't even see it now. And then I can bend these a little bit. They're going to, of course, be in a plastic page, but they'll still lift up a little. So there's my pretty little butterflies. Okay, so I'm going to put one up here, and then I'm going to tuck my calendar in. So I actually don't want to glue it all the way down just yet. My calendar, I'm going to do a little bit of purple on the edges. It seems to want to curl, so let's enhance that. I need to see Sunday, I need to see June, and other than that, I don't really need to see anything else. I've got my, yikes, what's happening? Okay, I've got my purple marker. I'm going to circle the 21st, and then I'm going to tuck this just underneath the butterfly. Like that, and I only have to see the date. Come on up there, just I can see June, Sunday, and 21st. That's all I need to see for that. Okay, and then down here I have the second butterfly. Alright. That, and bend these up a little bit, and I think, which direction should I have him flying? Well, let's just go there. Or here, this way. Started catching up with his friend. So I used, for the butterfly background, I used the back side of the lavender paper because it's a nice purple that's not solid. It's got just a bit of, what is the word I'm looking for? Not texture, but a bit of subtle pattern in there. So I like that rather than having just straight cardstock. Okay, now I think, yeah, I think that's it. Maybe I will do a little bit of purple on the border here, just where this is. Just sort of what's left in my brush. But not all four corners, just the ones with the inking on it. Like that. Okay, well, okay, I guess I'm done. I didn't have anything else on my desk that I forgot to use, so there we go. There is my little lavender day. So my calendar, there's a few of my fake lavender images. It doesn't look that bad in person. You can just sort of see the swipes. It actually kind of looks like that's what the butterfly is doing. And then my dots and dashes with my sparkly pen, and there you go. I've got page 1 because I have to do 2 pages. So that is it for today. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Ciao.